Hey, what's up? This is your girl Nicole Reloaded, and we're loaded up with Megyn Kelly. Halloween costume crackdown. Universities targets inappropriate and offensive costumes. Please forgive me, y'all. I'm a little tongue-tied today. I'm tired. Doctor started me off on a new medication for blood pressure, so forgive me if I stumble over my words. I'm doing the best that I can. Anyway, I'm truly sorry, you guys, that my video about Ford and Nikki did get blocked. Even though I did commentary and I did it under fair use. So I did dispute it, and let's see if the video will be back up. If so, look for that video if you have not seen it. I did do an update though to Nikki and Ford's relationship. You can check that one out. And anyway, let's see what's going on with Megyn Kelly over here, okay?
You still be able to dress like a moron.
But what is racist? Because truly, you do get in trouble if you are a white person who puts on blackface for Halloween, or a black person who puts on whiteface for Halloween. Like
Now, Megyn Kelly has been in the game for many, many years, and I know darn well that this woman is way more knowledgeable to where this sounds like this is about to go. Knowing darn well blackface was used in a very negative, very evil, spirited way to degrade, to disgrace African American people. It was very horrific and horrifying. Anybody that has journalistic knowledge and wisdom, as long as this woman has been on TV doing her thing, and especially being a part of Fox News, she should know better than this.
back when I was a kid, that was okay as long as you were dressing up as like a character.
I bet you it was okay, honey. It was very okay to do that back then, wasn't it? I mean, when are these people that think this way are going to realize that this is nothing but ignorance? It's a shame before God that people still think like this. Discrimination and racism is in full throttle. And having the lack of knowledge that I don't know is a bunch of whitewashed bull-larky to me. Ugh. Let's start this over again.
Racist because truly, you do get in trouble if you are a white person who puts on blackface for Halloween, or a black person who puts on whiteface for Halloween. Like back when I was a kid, that was okay as long as you were dressing up as like a character.
If somebody feels like something is offensive to them, then you should say it, and that's fair game. And you should be able to take it if you're going to dress up like that.
Yeah, you got to be able to take it. Yeah. One of the things I mentioned is people.
You got to be able to take it if you dress up like that. What is it that you're supposed to take? I mean, I am not down for violence, but if somebody put their far-so foot up your ass, you can't smell your own shit, then, you know, I guess that you can't be mad. Can you? No violence, y'all. No violence.
Dressing up like Nazis and this. If you think it's offensive, it probably is.
Yep.
And one of my big complaints just about society right now is whatever happened, and I know how you were raised. I don't know how you were raised, but
that's questionable.
Yeah. Whatever happened to just manners and polite society?
Like
on Halloween, you've got guys running around with fake asses coming out of their head. But what I'm saying it's gonna be jarring. Right, but what I'm saying is, in polite society, someone who's raised it would not think that dressing as a Nazi is okay. I don't need the PC.
Or painting somebody. I mean, I think that there are limits to how far you want to go.
But if you're making.
I mean, you know what? Then you're gonna have this conversation about blackface, and you don't even have anyone on the panel that can even discuss what the knowledge, the history, and the education in regards to blackface is. And if you dress up, you should be able to take the challenge that comes at you. I mean, there's no way that you should dress up for Halloween in anything that is racially charging, that can offend minorities, or just racially charge people's emotions and end up creating a very dangerous situation for yourself and for other people, because some people, they don't have time to just sit down and just watch. Some people are going to act because they're so sick and tired of being stepped on and walked on by these racist, whitewashed minded individuals that don't realize the pain that comes from and still affects African American people in this day and age from slavery. It has really done some damage and detriment. And with our current president, there's a lot of people out there that is fully charged and ready to go to cut a Negro's head off and to, you know, I mean, even at my daughter's school, I'm dealing with some serious unnecessary discrimination. Never been to a school where my child can go to and have not been able to use the facility. I felt like when I was denied to be able to use the facility, that I looked at a very big sign that said, whites only bathroom. God forgive me, but that's really how I felt.
People feel bad, but I'm saying normal people kind of know where that line is.
Yes, right.
I mean, I have a son that dressed as a fireman with an axe and then insisted on carrying the axe around for like a week. But you know, there was controversy on the Real Housewives. There was a controversy on the Real Housewives.
I'm sorry, sweetheart. Your son carrying around an axe and somebody dressed in blackface? Two different situations. Two different situations.
Housewives of New York with Luann, as she dresses Diana Ross, and she made her skin look darker than it really is, and people said that that was racist. And I don't know, I thought, like, who doesn't love Diana Ross? She wants to look like Diana Ross for one day. I don't know how, like, that got racist on Halloween. It's not like she's walking around
I
in
have not
general.
seen it. But
You
it sounds a little
have
racist to
watched
me.
it? Me too.
And by the way, I haven't seen the other,
too.
but if she really wanted to look like Diana Ross, she should have dressed as Michael Jackson. Because they...
Oh, you always got to get a dig in on Michael Jackson, even though the man had vitiligo. And as much plastic surgery, God rest your mama had, Joan Rivers, you shouldn't be talking, honey. Okay? And you didn't have some plastic surgery as well, too. You know, because this theme look of Muppet mask face going on and people paying for it, it's a darn shame. Halloween 365 days a year at the... Where they get this done? At the Outback plastic surgery done by Nickelodeon / Disney Channel / PBS. Here comes the Muppets. Yeah, Doc, let me get 15 of those. Yeah.
I don't know. I can't keep up with the number of people that... just come on, we're already in the deep end.
Literally, I can't keep up with the number of people that we're offending just by being, like, normal people.
Being normal, racist people, huh? So, Miss Megyn Kelly is, let me go
It would
back
be okay for people to be offended because that'd be...
to the article here. Here's everything you need to know about Megyn Kelly's NBC exit. It has officially been announced that Megyn Kelly today is coming to an end. So she's hired some big-time entertainment lawyer. Oh, excuse me, I'm eating some popcorn. That's supposed to be negotiating her deal. So Megyn Kelly today is coming to an end. A spokesman from NBC News said Friday. Earlier this week, Megyn Kelly made comments about blackface and Halloween costumes that sparked outrage online. It's unclear whether Kelly will now take another role at NBC or leave the company. Now, I know that Megyn Kelly has said some controversial things in regards to the Me Too movement and about other people that she's worked with at NBC that were controversial. So I don't know if they're going to use her lack of knowledge and ignorance in regards to blackface as a way to terminate her and get rid of her. So let's watch this clip here about controversial things that Megyn Kelly has said on Fox News.
In Slate, they have a piece on .com. Santa Claus should not be a white man anymore. Yet another person claiming it's racist to have a white Santa, you know? And by the way, for all you kids watching at home, Santa just is white, but this person is just arguing that maybe we should also have a black Santa. But, you know, Santa is what he is, and just so you know, we're just debating this because someone wrote about it, kids.
All right, here we go. That's Megyn Kelly of Fox News responding to an article published by Slate. In the article, the author, Aisha Harris, argued that it was time to give old Saint Nick a makeover. The reactions have been, well, let's ask her. Aisha joins me now from New York. Thank you for being here.
Hi, thanks for having me.
You know, I feel like your voice has sort of been missing in all...
Megyn Kelly, I remember when she had said that, and there was a lot of people that were infuriated by that. Santa is whatever color your household is, okay? Because he's a fictional character. If you're a black family, Santa is presumed to be black. Asian, he's presumed to be Asian. You know, children want to feel connected to things that they also look like, things that look like me, that looks like my father. You know, everything is not just white. I mean, before you know it, we're all going to be mixed with something. My mama said we all, some forms are high 57s, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But what we need to do is get a lot of God up in us.
All the coverage of this, at least the coverage that was on Fox this week, tell us what the point you were trying to make was.
The point I was trying to make was that I think that the world has changed a lot over the last 50, 100 years. And Santa Claus is a fictional character. He is nothing like the original historical figure he was based off of anymore. We've kind of evolved him into this magical, mythical figure. And for kids, I think it's important that they don't have to feel necessarily bogged down that Santa is always white, and that's the way he should be. He's not real, so I think that it's important to incorporate a less ethnic appropriation of Santa.
I suppose you must feel good knowing this has kicked up a debate, but I wonder how you felt when you heard the comments on Fox on Wednesday. What was that like?
It felt... it kind of reinforced my point, actually, I think, because the fact that Kelly and some of the other guests on the show were insisting that Santa is white, to me, just spoke to the reason why I wrote the piece, is that there are a lot of people out there who automatically assume that Santa must be white, and there's no way, it's laughable that he could be anything else.
I thought, actually, you should be on that panel discussion. Did they call on Wednesday? Did they invite you on the show?
No, not for Wednesday. I was not reached out to, and they did not reach out to Slate.
And Fox says they did reach out for a follow-up segment on Friday, and that Slate declined on your behalf. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, but why was that? Is that because you didn't want to appear on the network, or because they didn't give enough warning, or something else?
I think it was mainly because they didn't give enough warning. They didn't reach out until just a few hours before the show was airing.
Oh, I see.
And I had heard already that she was going to be talking about it that night, earlier in the day. So it just felt like it was kind of a last-minute thing, and it felt almost like a slight. So.
Right. Well, let's play what Megyn Kelly said on Friday. Here's a clip of her explanation of her comments.
Here we go again.
For me, the fact that an offhand jest I made during a segment about whether Santa should be replaced by a penguin has now...
Megyn Kelly knows she always got to come back. Come on, sister. What you gonna say, girl? What you gonna say this time?
become a national firestorm says two things. Race is still an incredibly volatile issue in this country, and Fox News and yours truly are big targets for many people.
So, Aisha, how do you feel about that response?
I felt like they were kind of playing the victim there. And the fact that they tried to deflect it and say that they were also making a joke out of it, it didn't ring true to me. She said it very emphatically on the program on Wednesday, and to me, there was nothing joke-like about that.
You know, to tell you what I think for a minute, I kind of wonder if Fox had a different audience demographic, if she would have commented differently about Santa. You know, data from 2012 shows that about 1.4% of Fox's primetime audience is African American. You know, if that was 24%, I'm wondering if she would have said something differently. But of course, that's not something we can know. It was very interesting, wasn't it, to see SNL last night? Did you watch?
I have not seen it yet.
Let's play this clip then. You'll see it for the first time. Here's Kenan Thompson as Black Santa.
So it doesn't bother you when people like Megyn Kelly insist that you're white?
Well, I'm surprised that people ever thought I wasn't black. Have you ever known a white man to wear an all-red suit? People want to believe the reality that's most comfortable to them. They don't want to live in a world where Santa's black and one of his reindeer is gay.
Really?
I remember this skit. This was really funny. Check it out, y'all.
Which one?
Come on, Cecily.
It's a Prancer?
Prancer,
You know, it was a pretty good episode, I thought. And, you know, it goes to show both the power of the web for someone like you to write a blog post that gets its attention and the power of Fox to get it more attention, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
You know, of course, Jon Stewart took it on as well. I want to play a clip from The Daily Show a couple nights ago as well when they took this topic on also. So let's roll that.
Who are you actually talking to? Children who are sophisticated enough to be watching a news channel at 10 o'clock at night, yet innocent enough to still believe Santa Claus is real, yet racist enough to be freaked out if he isn't white.
I mean, this really did take on a life of its own. I wonder if you're planning on writing anything more about this.
You know, I wrote a response to Kelly after the fact on Wednesday on Slate, and I think that kind of says it all. Basically, just the fact that Santa isn't real, and I think the larger point is that we need to start thinking outside of just the cultural norms of white always being the default, and that goes into not just fictional characters, but also into everyday life and the way we perceive people of different ethnicities and different cultures.
Where do you think we'll be in 10 years, for example, or in 20 years? Do you think that what you're describing will become more common by then?
You know, I hope so, but I feel like there's really no way to tell. I mean, the world is changing, and America is becoming less white, so maybe we will get a broader view of things and be able to kind of see things in a different perspective. I hope so.
And if Fox calls today or tomorrow, if they give you more time, will you come on?
You know, I can't say at this moment.
Okay. I understand. We're live on TV, no commitments. But Aisha, thank you for being here.
Well, go ahead, Aisha. I hope Aisha didn't go back on there. Well, Megyn Kelly has also, she's been also accused of ageism, going against Miss Jane Fonda. We'll watch a little bit of this clapback clip.
And now a word on Jane Fonda, who appears to be fixated on an exchange I had with her months ago on this show. You admit you've had work done, which I think is to your credit, but you look amazing. Why did you say, I read that you said you're not proud to admit that you've had work done. Why not?
We really want to talk about that?
Girl, wait a minute, y'all. Look how she looked at her. Wait, let's go back. Oops, wait. Look how she looked at her.
Talk about that?
Well, one of the things people think about... Done. Why not?
We really want to talk about that?
Well, one of the things people think about when they look at you is how amazing you look.
Well, thanks. Good attitude, good posture, take care of myself. But let me tell you why
When she first complained publicly after the program, and repeatedly, I chose to say nothing, as my general philosophy is what other people think of me is none of my business. However, Fonda was at it again last week, including here on NBC and then again elsewhere, so it's time to address the poor me routine. First, some context. Fonda was on to promote a film about aging. For years, she has spoken openly about her joy in giving a cultural face to older women. Well, the truth is, most older women look nothing like Fonda, who is now 80. And if Fonda really wants to have an honest discussion about older women's cultural face, then her plastic surgery is tough to ignore. Fonda herself knows this. She knows this. And that is why, to her credit, she has discussed her cosmetic surgery pretty much everywhere before coming on our show.
Last year, I had plastic surgery, and I have been very public.
The shade of it all. So can we even say that Megyn Kelly is racist? Or is she just a witch that rhymes with itch with a B? I mean, she could be definitely a racist witch and a hater, because she ain't gonna look nowhere as good as Jane Fonda does, okay? I don't care what type of plastic surgery.
About it. I had to admit it. I feel so good. I'm so happy. And I didn't want to look kind of tired and jolly anymore. I feel so great and so rested, and I look so different. And I just decided, and I'm not proud of it, I decided I wanted to look more like how I feel.
And she said the same to Entertainment Tonight, to Access Hollywood, to W Magazine for a cover piece, to The Guardian. I could go on. Apparently, when she came here, however, again to promote her film about aging, I was supposed to discern that this subject was suddenly off limits. Look.
Well, you were supposed to use your discernment for something, because you seem to be the clapback queen and don't care about people's feelings, how you offend them, race, religion, sex, anything. You're just despicable to me sometimes. You just really get on my nerves. Seriously. So, anyway, we'll do a rundown of this real quick. One more time.
Tuesday, welcome to the show. I'm Megyn Kelly, and I have to give you a fair warning. I'm a little fired up over Halloween costumes this morning. Have you seen it? I mean, truly, political correctness has gone amok. There are strict rules on what you may and may not wear, issued by someone who thinks they're the boss of you. And joining me now to discuss it is NBC's Jenna Bush Hager and Jacob Soboroff, and a special guest on our panel today, all the way from California, television host Melissa Rivers.
And not one person of color
Here. Nice to see everyone. Nice to see everyone.
Great to have you. So this is a different kind of fashion policing, Melissa. Halloween is next week, as you know, right? I mean, this year the costume police are cracking down like never before. Take a look at what some now say is an offensive costume. You may no longer dress as a cowboy. That's now offensive. Okay, the student union at Kent University in the UK is pushing to ban this, along with several other costumes, saying they cause offense, that they're inappropriate, and it goes on to sort of list the things that you're not allowed to dress like Harvey Weinstein.
Okay, but let's be honest.
Fair enough.
Like, seriously, like, come on.
No, thank you.
Now,
I don't know. Was that really funny? I don't know. Are we being too sensitive about things? Should we be able to make a joke about every and anything? Isn't it supposed to be a time and place, though? There's a time and place for everything, though, isn't it?
that's creep.
Yeah, but
that is creepy.
I don't want the University of Kent telling me that I can't do it. You can't wear anything Mexican-based. No sombrero, no maracas. That's cultural and race-based.
That's more of a spring break thing anyway.
Not okay.
This one last year. I got a spring break.
You cannot dress as a Native American. That's apparently been some rule for a long time. You can't dress as a nun. I mean, it's like, isn't the whole purpose of Halloween to dress up and pretend you are something other than yourself?
Listen, I was a little surprised about the cowboy because my girls have both been cowboys. They wore the costumes that I wore when I was little living in Texas. And this is the thing. Cowboys do dress like that.
Yeah.
They said they can't dress like that because it's a stereotype. I know some cowboys.
That's a real
Yeah.
the cowboys. I'd be offended if I dressed like a cowboy. It would be okay for people to be offended because I'd be the nerdiest cowboy of all time.
But that would be charming.
Yeah,
but,
thank you.
But like, I spent time in Wyoming, and that's how they dress.
Yes,
but
totally.
You have to understand, I also come from a family where you're saying you can't dress like a nun. And I remember one year my mom went as a pregnant bride.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I mean, so it's like
That, honestly, good for her.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's so absurd how, who